Hi guys, Mimish. Everything I say is not financial advice, my personal opinion. Let's take a look at the markets. BlackRock is right there. It's kind of weird formation though. The geometry, the sacred geometry is weird. Was it a real impulse? I'm not sure. Dung, dung. The internet though. The internet though. Yeah, this 0.5, it's already still close to resistance levels, so I have weird life in my room. Some kind of, it's not a mosquito. It's like, I don't know, it's not a bug, it's insect. Um, it's warm in Los Angeles lately, so this makes no sense. So of course, taking it like this makes even less sense. Um, let me see, internet speed. Maybe it's just like too many people in the morning in the trading view. Yeah, no, the internet speed is great. Yeah, no, it's not the internet. It's the uh, thing itself. Do you guys experience anything similar? Rise higher as it should. I wish I was more in Pfizer, less in Tiro. I'm in both, but heavy in Tiro and crumbles in Pfizer. Pfizer. I still believe, still believe. That was a test to go lower, and since it's continuation of the trend. That was actually in 0.5. Yeah, that was a trade. But with this tail, probably not. I'm up to my eyeballs in Tiro. Huh. Here's the 1 bar spring. Yeah, no, it's not a good place at all on daily. Then the volume distribution was good all of a sudden. It went to the yeah. Break. It might not be the level at all. Maybe the level was here. Volume, volume, and then drop. Volume, volume, and then drop. They have a nightingale right here in West Hollywood singing in the mornings. It's not that active in the night. I don't hear that much. And also I have a friend who complains that she misses the birds from back home. And like I was like, she's from Ukraine. And I was like, there's a bunch of birds here. And they all sing beautiful, and I think they sing pretty much the same, like what I remember from back home. I'm not so much in the bird singing, but I just love nature, and I never felt deficient for nature here, I'd say. Yeah, it's counter trend, but it's at the monthly level. So But this thing comes like unvolumed, right? We need volume. That's the level. Volume distribution is not good though. Yeah. This volume makes no sense, of course. Change direction, confirmed. You know, that doesn't make sense because it's pretty tight. And it's like down there. And there's a tail. This tail. No earnings, no nothing, just in the middle of nowhere. You know what I mean? One bar on this lower time frame will not reverse the entire wave of the higher. And it bounces here. We have a decent correction. Almost into 0.5 of the entire thing, you know? Not quite, but close. This 0.5 doesn't matter. Still can go for a quick trade. Anyways, it's at the level already, so needs to calm down. An hourly. The hourly potential is exhausted, is used, is accommodated. Boom. Same here. The bush goes higher. Look at that. On. Mm. Still low. I wouldn't. I wouldn't do anything here. Technically, it's you see, it's a different green. Um, technically, it's at the transition extremum, but practically, everything's so low. So again, the level is a cloud of interest, and this is not a buying zone. It's not a support zone for this guy. So yeah, X. Went a bit higher and dropped from 0.5. I don't think so. I don't think so. Automatic rally. Yeah. So I missed. This is too much for an hourly watch. Yeah, it turns out it's a trading view issue. It's not my internet. Internet is good. I was thinking maybe too many people, like in the morning, people getting to work. You know, it's residential neighborhood. Kids getting to school. Everyone is on the internet. Uh, yeah, technically it's in point 0.5. Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem of the morning. It bounces so violently, and then there is no. It's too wide of a range. There is no formation possible in 5 minutes. June, this is way too low, and point 0.5 doesn't make any sense anymore. Yeah, maybe even like too big for the entire uh, wave. Dun, 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 dun. Come on. Yeah, all is there. A lot of stocks are there. Yeah, when it gives you a range like this in 5 minutes, what are you gonna do with it? And that's unvolumed. T1. Please don't forget. There's some volume on manipulation already, but yeah, see how wide are the ranges? It's simply not workable. Cisco is at the level. Which was like nullified by this volume. So bye bye. So the sign of strength is not so strong anymore, and also the um, it's a reaction bar. It's not jump over creek. So Oracle, waterfall, boom, waterfall, coin continuous, unstoppable. Uber. I'm sorry, but the only phrase I can think about Uber is Deutschland über alles. uh, a notoriously known call of Germans, specifically in the Nazi Germany. Um, sure enough, a big phrase in Russia to indicate like Nazi sentiment uh, until Russians start to exercise same behavior. um, History goes in circles. It's easy to be weak and humane, but the real value comes out of being strong and humane. And we're still to learn how to do it as the human race. I don't think it's nation specific. I think it's just Chinese, by the way, like modern Chinese, maybe the one example of. I know there's like Taiwan and uh, Hong Kong and this like issues, but other than that, uh, they just colonize everything economically. Just roll with it. That looks like the actual level is here just because you see this doesn't check out. So this would make more sense here. And then this is the level and it bounced to it and went higher. And volumes check out. So I'm saying we are yet to see how Chinese will behave once they finally take over the world leadership, which is happening right now, I think, as we speak. Interesting volume. Oh, huh. Interesting. There was no volume and then it blopped down and hit the floor and bounced. If the information I came across is true, China absolutely dominates the world trade. In 2000, United States had half a trillion in the world trade annual, and China had 200 billion. So China was like 40% of American global trade involvement. Whereas in 2025, China has a staggering 6 trillion, whereas the United States of America only has 4. So now United States of America has only 60% of the Chinese world trade. which is a distinctive loss in a trade war. And the rest is just a matter of time. Or at least I can say, if this dynamic continues, it's just a matter of time, unless something, any major changes in world trade. The United States is losing desperately, the way I see it. And then it's like just gonna take a House of Card effect at some point. And I don't mean Kevin Spacey, I mean, uh, I mean federal debt, government debt, I mean United States dollar, I mean retirement plans. This whole thing is just gonna collapse. Stock markets, of course, collapse to never recover. That's gonna like signify and mark the downfall of American empire. And he's, can you hear there's like a black crow? Like, what's the sound they make? I still can't remember the name. I came across it like kai creaking um carcat. I don't mean like to car like a black crow on the fence. Like America's gonna die. I'm just saying what I see personally in numbers. And I believe in numbers. I'm an economist. I don't believe in blah blah blah. I believe in numbers. And if the numbers I saw recently are right, um, America is in a deep shit. By the way, what Trump tries to fix, but I don't think his methods are doing any good. They're just making things worse. They just expedite. It's almost like you know, when Anaconda makes like 3 circles around you, and then you're done. And every and each of your movement makes things even worse, or like quicksands for that matter. If you don't know how to get out of this quicksands, the more you move, the faster you go down. I think that what's current president administration is doing with all the trade wars and tariffs. But they know better because the people serving the state in this regard are way more educated and knowledgeable on this matter. And it's not like America facing challenges for the first time in its life. Uh, just I think it's for the first time it faces the challenges of such a scale. And people like to compare like China to Japan or like Germany for that matter. Like, because like the capitalization of 5 Japanese banks in 80s was bigger than capitalization of 5 top American banks. That was a problem. The difference is though, same as Germany. Germany and Japan are the losers of the World War II, and therefore were effectively like American colonies. So when the time came to cut the goose, kill the goose, uh, there's American military in Japan and Germany. There's like full control of the countries. So when they start threatening economically, the United States just pulled the trigger, the economical hitman, whereas Chinese is a winner of the World War II and therefore an independent state that America has no control over. So, way more resistant to any possible influence from outside. What is this point five? Okay, enough of geopolitics. It's not geopolitics, it's economics. Oh, economics and geopolitics. But yeah, I have a very gloomy outlook to the possible scenarios if things continue in the dynamic they are right now. And I believe in trends. That's all I do. That's how I make my money. Trend is my friend. Uh, which I cannot say about United States of America currently in terms of the current global trade trend is not being an American friend. I'll short the market. And I have confirmation bias. I'm a perma bear. Maybe that's like all in my head. I'm just like sitting in my cave. What do you call the bears? Uh, the space where the bear live. Berloga. I'll be sitting in my berloga waiting for economy to crash and then short the heck out of it. Even though I still don't know how to short properly because um the whole put shebang didn't work that great for me. So, and short intraday uh, is just crumbles of what you effectively can make. It's the level. Too many things I have open. The boom. Yeah, this makes absolutely no sense. When we go from here, yeah. One bar reversal. I hope I didn't ruin your morning appetite. Maybe you're like breakfasting right now and I'm telling you all this scary stories. Actually, that's also the reason I think America cannot gain a decent leadership because it's kind of like hot potato at this point, and no one wants to go down the history as Mr. Gorbachev, who ruined, collapsed Soviet Union with his inconsiderate actions. Full in the government, not so. And by the way, his actions were also full of noble intentions. Of course, many people in Russia like treat him as a traitor, but also many people like myself just understand he wanted all the best for the people and for the state and for everything. It's just the methods he's chosen, and maybe he was also fooled around by his Western partners and given the false promises on a lot of things. Then Russia was just like train wrecked mercilessly. by the people who promised to help, to reform Russia. They just raped it. Oh, this volume is also very, but it's Russian market. I think it just misses liquidity. That's the whole thing. It just misses liquidity at large. That's why it gives out these volumes sometimes. That makes absolutely no sense. So, so I'll still continue to have Russian stocks on my watch list. This is still low. Technically, there was a level here and then another level here, and that's like balanced, but it's like too close to um, transition extreme. Dun, 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 dun. Um, Gosh, why like do I sometimes like do the levels so long into the future? Maybe just my latent laziness. I don't like to chart. But sometimes I also think like I tend to overchart because it's just like my comfort zone. I think when I'm charting, I'm doing my job, even though it's not my job. My job is to be profitable in the market, but it's kind of like, I'm productive, but also risk free. When I chart, there is no risk. um, yeah, T1 absolutely unvolumed. And then this thing gives us a volume, yeah. Why not? Why not? Does I have too many things open for sure? It's at the level. There is some impulse. It's just like this volume is bigger. There is a little bit of impulse here. And then unvolumed T1 is good. And then up thrust goes down. Why is this open? It doesn't have to be. Boom. Okay. Let's see gainers users. It doesn't make any sense again anymore. This thing goes down. This thing goes down. Looks like an exhaustion level though, at least for now. It's a red day on the market. Maybe I'm too stubborn, focused on higher time frames. It's also possible like this. Screw that. Yeah, maybe I'm too stubborn not following any of that. Dun, dun, dun. What I want to do though is to be consistent, and I think that's the biggest problem of the beginner. See how beautiful of an up thrust with test and then resume. Um, Beginning trainers inconsistently just like market shows you something and you just like jump on it and you change your behavior. I think you can only be profitable if you're consistent in your behavior, and that's the problem. When you just begin, like your behavior is the subject to a constant readjustment. You know what I mean? And then it so happens that it's hard to achieve consistency in your behavior. Yeah, bro, it's like it's a red market. It's a red market. Sweet Caroline. Dun, 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 dun. Boom. Yeah, this is horrible. This is horrible on zero. I'm bleeding. I'm bleeding. It's a red day on on the market. You see, finally the bearish day came, and I have a long face because uh, I'm in a long position, now waiting to break even. Waiting to break even. Come on, I'll let you go. I'm gonna let you go. Uh, this thing goes lower. TFC goes lower. This thing goes lower. And I'm looking long like on everything. Maybe I'm maybe it's a good sign, you know? Everything is short, but usually looks long. Uh, it's a skill, and I don't mean like looking against the market. I'm talking about seeing the market independently regardless of the sentiment. Keeping it in mind, but also in the end of the day, buy low, sell high, you know? Maybe I'm just comforting myself right now. That would need a test. And this volumes, yeah, they're up to no good. They're absolutely up to no good. Oh my gosh, I'm almost forgotten. I'm having this construction site. They're like quiet for the past couple days. They were ruining my brain, recently demolishing. And it's just the beginning. Well, I'll have to make some hard decisions here because that's gonna be good after a test. You know what I mean? But after all these volumes, when it started correction, we should have recharted it down and then, well, technically it's not even this level, it's this level. So when it went down, we start looking at it short and then it bounced up, never broke. It looks way better, of course, if I put it here. I think that's the, now that was the test probably. Okay, okay. Dun, 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 dun. Cues um don't look good. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, you see, that was a trade. That was a trade. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, none of this looks good. Well, do I have it open? Shit. Why do I have this guy open? I have too many things open for her. Okay, okay, I get it. It was the wrong choice. Stop reminding me. Trading view. It's like, look at what you've done to yourself. Uh, I mean, I have this open. Most of the stuff I have open lane that just collapsed. Why is it even on my monitor now? That's situation. That would be ironic if market finally reverses. Uh, and I'm stuck in T-row because that was I was like croaking about. Is this croak? Not croak. I don't remember the word. But I was like talking your ears off about market reversing. Now, wouldn't that be ironic to get stuck in T-row? Like I was stuck in Intel for like forever. Because this is like a powerful. This is like super powerful. So this whole thing was nullified. It went down here and then down, 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 reversed, and then down again and down. So yeah, you can say this never happened. And this thing goes down. Horrible. And it's just the first bar. It can get lower as much as it wants. Oof, oof. Yeah. Couldn't come here. Couldn't go once. Couldn't come up. This volume. Yeah. Pure my IRA account. It is what it is. Okay, guys, you trade responsibly on your own. As you see, never listen to anyone, no one knows anything. Learn and grow in the communities of like-minded people, such as maybe myself. I'm not sure though. Take care.